Yo, it's your boy back at it again with another One Piece review. This week we got chapter 1024, Nobody Important, or Nobody Special, as I believe the actual translation is. We got our colour spread looking very nice. We got the gang, the main boys, the Straw Hats, and a couple of supernovas and other guys, and of course, Whoop Slap. Beloved fan favourite character Whoop Slap, mayor of Luffy's hometown, so nice to see him again. I think he's the sleeper final boss, if I'm being honest. Yeah, definitely. Anyway, on to the main chapter. It starts very interesting. We're on the second floor, and Usopp is riding a crocodile and knocking people out. People are getting knocked out all around, and Usopp's saying, "You dare face me, Hachi the Beast Slayer?" So Usopp seemingly is using Conqueror's Hockey, but it's not actually Conqueror's Hockey. It's actually the hockey from Big Mom from the next room over, or the next roof over, or something. This scene is fascinating though, because is this foreshadowing, right? Is this foreshadowing? Because I think Usopp will get Conqueror's Hockey at some point in the series. So, I don't know, man. The fact that it's being brought up here is very nice. Like, Zoro didn't know he had Conqueror's Hockey, and then it was revealed that he did. So, I don't know, maybe there's a similar thing going on here. Obviously it is Big Mom's hockey, so that fight seems to be going down. I wonder if Kid is dying currently due to Killer's little fight that he's having with Hawkins. We'll see soon, maybe. Not in this chapter though. Yeah, Usopp's on this crocodile, which is nuts, and of course this is just a funny moment. It's great. It's a good moment of comedy, especially that the chapter's called No One Special, and it's just Usopp riding in, saying that he has Conqueror's Hockey. Very nice, Oda. And he's saying that they call me the Beast Hunter, Hachi. The Beast Hunter. Interesting. Usopp usually has titles that he gives to himself, such as Sniper King or God Usopp. Well, he didn't really give himself that one, but he ran with it anyway. He's saying that he took down 2 Toby Roppo, but come on, bro. Did you really? Are they dead? Did you do anything, Usopp? Okay, let's unpack this. Usopp certainly did do a lot. Well, he did bits in that fight, but he was definitely not the main combatant. That was Nami in that situation, specifically with ulti. He did some attacks here and there, but honestly, I'm underwhelmed with Usopp's performance in Wano, and I'm hoping Usopp has more to do. And it seems like, as this chapter shows us in these first couple of pages, the Straw Hats will have something more to do going forward. I think the numbers are a great little thing Usopp could fight. Well, they're not little, they're quite big actually. But I think if he shoots the Kiwi Dongos into their mouths and takes control over them, that would be a cool moment there. Beast Hunter? You know, those are beasts. Yeah, he can probably hunt them down and shoot Kiwi Dongos into their mouth. I'm hoping that's what goes down. Or, conversely, if the Straw Hats do make it up to the rooftop and face Kaido, I think Usopp will be like, he'll get his God Usopp really cool moment there. It only makes sense. Usopp's one of these like Buggy the Clown characters, goofy characters, who seemingly do incredible feats occasionally, you know, by sheer luck or coincidence or something like that. So I'd be down to see that. If whatever route Oda wants to take, I just want some Usopp goodness in this arc. And this is a good moment. This is funny, but I want a bit more. So Nami is talking to Frankie, and they're communicating, and they have no update on Luffy or Shinobu, so they don't know what's going on. Frankie says no news is good news, and that's kind of funny. Nami's like, how could you say that? But it appears that there's a lot of enemies trying to storm the live floor, and Frankie's just trying to not let them through because, of course, Zoro and Sanji are having their fight. And the kid pirates, or the law pirates, show up. Beppo and some of the gang, they're kicking guys out of the way. Nice to see that. My question is, it was kind of made a big deal that Otama took care of like a lot of the grunts of the beast pirates. So it seems like there's still a few more going on. I wonder if Otama will turn more of them to the good side. I don't know. But yeah, there's just some fodder for people to fight. Okay, sure. It's a decent moment with Frankie being aware of how important Zoro and Sanji are to this fight. Well done, Frankie. So we're on the 3rd floor, and like I said before, fire everywhere. I was saying this in the last couple of chapters, but this fire seems to be becoming a threat with every passing chapter. We see Brook carrying Robin away. Brook saying, "Oh, I've been cremated," or something like that. He's making some sort of joke. Oh, classic Brook. We love Brook here. And Robin is, she's still conscious, but she's a bit weak, I guess, at this point. She's saying, how's the battle going? And Brooke is saying, I don't know, good, I guess. This fire is very interesting. I'm very curious what's going to go down with this fire, because I've been saying this for a while now. I wonder if the fire has any purpose, and it seems like it does. Like, it seems like it's a kind of a threat at this point. As we know, Orochi initially started a fire, and I think Black Maria had some fire going on here. So it's really coming to fruition now, and it could be a threat. My thing is just like fire has been kind of topical as of recently with King and Sanji and this whole Lunarian thing. I wonder if King is going to be able to use this fire, like external fire, and if you can kind of bring it to him and use it in his attacks. That would be cool to see. Aside from that, there's some ways this could be handled. I think Jinbei and Kawamatsu as fishmen, they have some water powers, maybe they could use that. I'm still on my Raizo train, my Raizo using his water style jutsu. I don't know if that's going to go down. I think it's kind of gotten a bit too out of control for a simple water style jutsu to fix, but who knows. Brook does have some ice powers he could use to turn out the fire, so that's a possibility. Zoro and Kinemon can cut fire, but it seems Zoro is otherwise engaged, and Kinemon seems to be dead if I remember. Oh, that's rough, buddy. What I'm thinking is that we see later on Yamato is fighting Kaido, and as we know, Yamato seems to have some ice attacks going on. Now, I'm thinking Yamato's going to fall against Kaido. I don't think Yamato is going to beat Kaido, but my guess is that Yamato will, go down off the rooftop into the main area of Onigashima and use the ice attacks to put out the fires, just so that they get some sort of like little victory. Even though they didn't like beat Kaido, they still do some little feat here and there. That would be nice. Conversely, Caribou could do something here, maybe. I don't know, there's so many possibilities, and I really love the fact that this fire, which is just a environmental hazard, a fire, we see this in shonens all the time, big fires going on. I just like the way that this is actually, there's so many possibilities Oda could go with this. It could just burn down the place. Maybe that's the case, like it just burns down the place. Regardless, I think it makes for some cool imagery in the fights, and I'm just curious to see how it'll be wrapped up, because, not bad, Oda. Jinbei is curious who is keeping Kaido busy right now, and so the Straw Hats are being brought up. The remaining Straw Hats, apart from Zoro and Luffy and Sanji, it seems like they're going to come together, and I hope they do have some sort of another role going forward in this battle. I think like their 1v1s are obviously finished, but some sort of role would be nice. Maybe they go up, fight Kaido, potentially. I mean, Jinbei is mentioning like who's keeping Kaido busy, so I don't know, Jinbei, maybe you should go up there and keep him busy, huh? How about that, Jinbei, huh? Demon Brick Fist, huh? Who knows? I'd be so down for that Straw Hats versus Kaido, though. That'd be sick. It'd be sick. Especially since, if you remember the Oars fight, the first part of that Oars fight was actually like a lot of just kind of random Straw Hats fight. Well, I say random, but kind of a random, I guess like a selection of Straw Hats fighting Oars. I believe it was Zoro, Sanji, Robin, Frankie, Usopp, and Chopper. So yeah, Luffy wasn't there, Nami wasn't there initially. So if, I don't know, Jinbei, Brook, Robin, Frankie, Usopp, and Nami went up there, that'd be a nice little selection. They could, I don't know how much they're going to be able to do to Kaido damage-wise, but I think they could hold them off, is the main thing for a bit. Especially like Jinbei, Frankie, I think Nami as well could really do some damage in there. So it'd be cool to see. There's some enemies trying to get in, and Kawamatsu slashes them. Very nice Kawamatsu. I was kind of hoping he gets more specific action. He's just kind of holding down the main fort. Okay, Kawamatsu, but I'd like to see a bit more from him personally. And we see the continuation of the fight between Yamato and Kaido. Yamato uses a ringing arrow attack to... It's like just an arrow blast or something. Kaido deflects it quite easily. Kaido's grinning, and he uses his thunderous arrow. And it seems Yamato's struggling a bit, trying to defend himself, but I don't know how well he's doing. He's bleeding, he's huffing, he's tumbling around the place. Poor Yamato. We get to see now a bit of the mindset of these two fighters. Yamato says, Yamato says, huff huff. You're trying, huff, to kill me, huff huff. So, seems very exhausted there, Yamato. Catch your breath there, buddy. Kaido says, that's right. This isn't a family squabble. You should have been prepared for war. Carrying Odin's name is a heavy burden. So, I'm curious about Kaido's situation here. He's respecting Odin, but he's also saying, like, I think he's trying to be a dad and be like, oh, you shouldn't, try to carry the burdens, Okay, if you want to act like an adult, I'll treat you like an adult and try to fucking kill you. But remember, you're my child, so act like it or something like that. Kaido, your parenting methods are trash, to say the least. Honestly, Big Mom kind of looking good compared to Kaido. Maybe not, but they're not good parents. Come on. Of course, it's kind of a theme of One Piece. Finding a found family outside biological family and stuff. It's a classic theme of One Piece. And Yamato says, "What's wrong with admiring him? I was captivated by Odin." And a cool panel. Yamato looks fucking triggered right here, bro. It's nice to see some stakes and shit. And we enter a bit of a flashback, Yamato flashback right here. We see Yamato's childhood, and I'm guessing it's short but sweet, and it's a nice, simple. It feels kind of classical. It's not insane, it's not mind-blowing, but it's a decent little flashback here. Of course, we did get some other flashbacks with Yamato and Ace, but this is way before that, when Yamato was a little child. They refer to, Kaido's men or someone refer to Yamato as the only princess. And it's actually an interesting topic because in the Viva card, it was confirmed that Yamato's gender is actually female, and that her admiration for Odin isn't really a trans thing, as a lot of people have been saying. Obviously, we initially referred to Yamato as a guy, but it seems like Oda kind of confirmed that Yamato is indeed a female who just kind of is inspired by Odin specifically, and it's less of a gender thing. It's interesting to see how this might be wrapped up in the text, but I think I'm going to refer to Yamato as they from now on, just until I see concrete evidence in the text. Yeah, but here, I mean, they're saying only princess, so that's actually a cool title. Oh, that's like a demon princess title. I could see that as being Yamato's title, like on the Straw Hat crew, Straw Hat Luffy, Pirate Hunter Zoro, only Princess Yamato. Sounds cool. And Yamato, who's brutally beaten up, has a big bump on her face. If I'm not mistaken, she has similar scars to what Momo had when Momo got beaten up by Kanjuro, I think. And we see that all the guards that were protecting Yamato are knocked out, and of course it seems like some sort of conqueror's hockey happened here. Quite interesting, considering they're a little kid at this point. A lot of little kids actually have conqueror's hockey, if we remember in the series. Ace and Dofi had them, so interesting. Yamato's definitely a strong-willed little guy. They say they're going to starve to death. Please feed me. So as we know, Yamato eventually ate the devil fruit because they were starving, but we don't actually see that here. We might see it later though, who knows. Kaido says it would be better if you die, if you call yourself Odin, even if you have conqueror's hockey, which is really messed up. Kaido, bad dad. Just stop, Kaido. I think he's trying to do a tough love thing, but I don't even think he loves his kid. This is pretty terrible. So fuck you, Kaido. Grow up, old man. So he throws Yamato in a cave for a month to cool down, and there's some wild samurai imprisoned here. And it's noted that there's a hole in the ceiling for communicating with Kaido or something. He says to the samurai, if you ever change your mind, you can shout out through the hole in the ceiling. But a little glimmer of light shines out, which is nice little symbolism. Even in the darkest hour, you have a little bit of light, a little glimmer of hope remaining. So it's nice. And these samurai, we see them in shadows, but it seems like they're kind of shady. One of them has like, spooky eyes, and they look, obviously they're tough samurai. I believe these are kind of the daimyos, as we'll find out later. So they seemingly are very powerful. Kaido leaves some food on the table, or in the cave here, and some swords as well, for them to fight over and decide who gets to get the food. So, kind of a survival of the fittest, keeping in tone with the whole kind of aesthetic of the Kaido pirates and the whole Tobi Roppo situation. Dog eat dog kind of pirate crew. Power equals coolness for Kaido, so, it's consistent. And Yamato says, they're gonna resent me for being your kid. And Kaido says, I thought you were Odin. Kaido, bro, why you have to do this? He's such a dickhead, real dickhead. I don't know, Kaido, he's not looking cool here. I cannot wait to see the official Kaido flashback, because this is definitely Yamato's flashback, even though Kaido is present, and we do get to see a bit of his character on display. Yamato's definitely the main character here. So Yamato's thinking that they're about to die, because, this is Kaido's kid, they're going to hate Yamato, and they're lifting up the swords, and, he's expecting a duel to break out over this food. But they lift the swords up, and Yamato thinks that they're going to be killed first, but instead, the food is brought over and presented before Yamato, and one of the samurai says, please eat. Samurai, do not get hungry. This is a really nice little moment here. Oh, I have respect for these guys. They do not get hungry. These are proper samurai. These are proper samurai from the land of war now. And at this moment, we see Yamato's respect for these warriors. And one of them says, you were born into quite the family, weren't you? they're friendly, they're nice, they're having conversation. This is a nice little scene. This is one of the best parts. Yamato, of course, gobbling up the food. It doesn't seem like there's a devil fruit in here, but it's just food. He's crying. And of course, like, this is just such a classic One Piece moment. A character eating food, like Zoro eating that onigiri back in the day, and him crying his eyes out. Luffy, even at the start of Wano, eating the rice that Tama gave him. It's a great little moment. Like, food is a nice, consistent part of One Piece. And I don't know, this is a good moment. So they're saying, thank you, samurai. I'll remember this bowl for the rest of my life. And we see Yamato have a lot of respect for these samurai and admiration for them as well. And Yamato says, can I become a samurai even if I get hungry? And one of these guys, interestingly, whips out a sword, which looks a bit familiar to some people, and slices Yamato's chains. Slicing iron. Interesting. And that sword looks kind of familiar. And this guy looks kind of familiar. And he says, you want to be Kozuki Oden, right? I heard you earlier. That man captivated all of us too. And this man in particular says, I'm no one important. But as we see, this seems like this guy kind of has one eye. Well, not one eye specifically, but he has a bandage over the other eye. So he only has one eye out. He has a little bit of straw in his mouth, and he seems to be wielding the sword Shisui. Yes, guys, it seems it's the case that this is Shimotsuki Ushimaru, the daimyo of Ringo. Possibly Zoro's father, or his relative in some way. Very cool to see this. We're actually getting to see this guy. He's actually been characterized a bit. Very, very nice. Very interesting that Yamato, knows this fella. Because that kind of creates a indirect relationship to Zoro there. So, oh man, everything's coming together. I like that inclusion there. And this guy seems cool. He seems like a real friendly guy, kind of like Zoro. Like, I'm no one important. I'm just a kind of a samurai, wandering guy, a ronin, if you will. So this is nice to see. And Yamato, oh, this is so darling. Yamato has the little logbook. I like the way it just says Oden's logbook on it. Great cover, Oden. Fucking, come on, bro. You couldn't have, like, drawn a picture or something? Drawn your crest? Come on, Oden. So Yamato says, I want to read this logbook, but there are lots of big words. Oh, my heart. Little Yamato. What a kid. Is that Oden's navigational log? The samurai asked. These samurai look kind of goofy. It seems like these are just kind of the other samurai, I guess. Maybe they're friends of this Ushimaru guy. But with that little glimmer of light shining through, again, that glimmer of hope, they're able to read the logbook. And just the glee on Yamato's face. Oh, it's glorious. Great moment here. Just great classical One Piece Eiichiro Oda goodness right here. This is like the moment of the flashback. The little glimmer of hope. And yeah, it seems very likely Yamato, if Yamato does join the Straw Hats, that they will be the logbook person, the writer of the logbook. Which I've said before, I think it's a great excuse for the Straw Hats to just kind of tell Yamato their entire story, their entire adventure so far, so that they can write it down and, of course, write the info going forward. And who knows, maybe Yamato's our narrator this entire time. We've had narration here and there in the story, so I don't know, maybe that was Yamato? Who knows? Maybe this is this story being recollected to us, so I don't know. And of course, the samurai are saying, Yamato, if you don't survive here, you're not going to make it to the battle in 20 years that Oden predicted. And Yamato says, when the time comes, I'll fight for Wano, and then I'll go to the sea and get much stronger. And it seems that the samurai makes his decision, kind of a sacrificial decision, I guess, to cut down the cave and challenge Kaido. Obviously, these guys seem to be dead. They don't seem to be around anymore. So they let Yamato escape and kind of sacrifice himself, I'm guessing. And it's very interesting because, the little glimmer of light we seen was a nice little motif, but now, as they cut open this cave, the light beams in, and Yamato's blinded by the light. And if you notice, the way that the cave is cut here looks like a sun god, all this imagery here, coming around, very nice. This is a nice little finisher to this flashback. The imagery, very symbolic, very nice. Light, hope for Wano, all this stuff. Very nice, very well done, Oda. That's the flashback. That's the flashback right there. And it seems that's Yamato's childhood. And yeah, it's sad, but it's simple and to the point. I wasn't blown away completely, but there is good key moments here and there. I'm sure we'll see maybe a bit more of the context surrounding Yamato, like their mother, when we get to the Kaido flashback. But this was good, it was effective. And I think in collaboration with the previous flashback we seen of Yamato and Ace, this is a nice little setup for Yamato to potentially be the next Straw Hat. Well done, Yamato. Good little flashback. And Yamato says, even I had people that believed in me, people that accepted me. What right did you have to steal my freedom? What right did you have to steal Wano's freedom? Very good line there. Yamato speaking the truth, acting like a badass again. Gotta love that dialogue. And Kaido says, there are no easy answers in this world, you immature brat. Very interesting line. Again, that subtle kind of setting up of Kaido's character. I'm waiting for that flashback anytime soon. Next chapter maybe, who knows. We got a little flashback here, so very possible. And we get a Thunder Bagua clash, it seems. And yeah, that's the end of the chapter. We don't really know who comes out with this alive. I'm gonna guess Yamato's falling here. But I'm sure Momo and Luffy will show up soon and defend Yamato. Anyway, good chapter. Short, simple, to the point. It wasn't quite as hype as like the last few chapters with Zoro and Sanji, but it was a nice little reprieve, I guess. So, you know, we got some battles, we got some interesting stuff at the start, but the main bulk of this chapter was the flashback, and it was a nice, petite, simple little flashback. I really appreciated. Not incredible, like I wasn't blown away, but I don't think I needed to be. I think Yamato's kind of a simple but effective character. They really are like just like a Straw Hat character, like a good backstory, kind of a goofball, but a lot of conviction and rigor and guts. So yeah, guys, it's looking like Yamato might be the next Straw Hat, and I'm welcome that fully. There's no break next week, so I think that's like 4 chapters in a row we got. Okay, Oda, I'll take it. Nice, very nice. That's going to do it for this week. Good chapter. Not a lot more to say, so thanks for watching and bye.